My name is Alan Himes. I'm the managing director of Indigo Energy. We're a company out of Myanmar that does off-grid lighting and cell phone charging solutions for rural Myanmar. So there's quite a few because it's a new market and it's quite unregulated. So there's no framework. There's nothing from the government that gives us direction on where we need to go. So we just build the projects anyway, so we don't worry too much about the regulatory side of things. And then just simple logistical issues. So how do we, since we work in off-grid areas, in remote areas, how do we get our solar panels from the main city to the countryside? Because the roads are not very good, and trying to find a truck and this and that it can be tricky. So, but I mean, you can always find a way. For example, you might use the bus, right, which is something that's quite well known in Myanmar. If you want to send a package, you actually don't. There's no postal service, so you use the bus line. So there's always a way around. You're right. So energy, we have blackouts and rolling blackouts in Myanmar quite frequently, and our area, the places where we work, they by definition have a permanent energy shortage in that there is no grid, so they don't. There's no option for them. But from a bigger level, the government needs to think about solving the problem in a new way rather than simply building more big power plants. We need to do decentralized off-grid solutions. So. Which is new, and people don't quite understand it. So it can be a little challenging from our perspective. Sure. Well, in Myanmar, the normal project finance is a bit difficult. That's for bigger size projects. So the way that we've approached our financing needs is that we will have a holding company here in Singapore, which owns our Myanmar company, and so. That way there's a direct link back to the international community. Things here in Singapore are very well understood and it's very easy. So people can bring the financing, bring the money here to Singapore, and then from there funnel it to where it needs to go into Myanmar. And the way that we have been dealing with financing is not through project finance again, but through an equity investment into our holding company. I was telling you guys earlier that I've met more people here and had good quality contacts in this particular conference more than any of the conferences that I've been to in the last 12 to 18 months. So it's been very useful from that perspective. And I guess there was some of this already this year, but I didn't get to see it. But there's a lot of, I'm interested in how renewable energy can become more conventional, right? So how can we use renewables instead of gas or coal or something along those lines, which I think in the main ballroom those talks were more about that subject, but in this area we were more focused on clean tech and solar, kind of as a separate thing, and maybe to see it more integrated.